up, guys? We are back and better than ever and recording our first podcast since the holidays. I hope everyone had a good holiday and a good new year. And we're here to talk about our Disney trip today. And I guess starting on a bit of a sour note, but I guess it would be the right, just want to throw out our condolences to the Bryant family for their loss today. Obviously, when this comes out, everyone will have already heard that Kobe passed away in a plane crash. So he and his daughter and two others that at this point have not been named, but or three others that have not been named. So just wanted to pass along our condolences to them, and our prayers and thoughts go out to their family. But anyway, so Johnny, you did the, I wanted to start off today because you did the Run Disney event, and just quickly get your thoughts on the course and the event, and was it worth the $200 and all that happy stuff?
Well, the event in a whole was definitely one of the coolest ones I've done. As far as the course, it was flat for the most part, which is good for somebody who runs. It was, just running along the streets of in Disney World is just something I never thought I'd do. They have all the characters and stuff that you can kind of stop and take pictures with. I was in the early corral, so there was no lines, but I know there was lines in back corral. So it's kind of like it's not I would say some people for more serious. It's not really for serious runners, I guess. You kind of do it for the spectacle of it, but it was very cool running. You've basically followed the monorail route from Epcot to Magic Kingdom, which is cool because at least 4 or 5 monorails go by there honking their horns at you. So it was that was cool. And then once you actually get to the Magic Kingdom, was not something I would have ever thought. You run down, if you ever stopped at the transportation and ticket center, you take that bus in, and as you're going to the Magic Kingdom, you go under that little tunnel before you get in. So we get to run down that little tunnel, which was really cool. It's just kind of, and then you're in the bus route and you run, and you get that same feeling of when you see the castle. It's just a very different. You're running instead of that, with crowds, and you see the castle going around the corner. They had the Christmas lights all still on, which is something I never really thought I'd see in the near future. Maybe not until our kids were older and we could go away for Christmas. But it was cool to see that, and then just running down Main Street, and then through the castle was really cool. And then you just basically run back to Epcot. You get to go the back way by the Grand Floridian Polynesian, those back road over there, and back to Epcot, and you get to run through kind of the back of Epcot, the backstage area on the land side, and run through Future World and kind of go out by Mexico. So it was cool to run through the parks, and they had people, spectators inside, but it was a cool experience. As far as characters, there was nothing that really. I stopped for like McQueen and Mater, because my kids like them, so there was no line. So you just run up, they take your picture and run away. And I stopped stop in front of the castle. There was nobody. They had 3 or 4 people taking pictures, so it was really quick. And then I stopped at Mexico. They had Ponchito there, which I had never seen before, so I stopped there quick. But other than that, it was just a cool. It was good for me because it was something I was used to with running races, because as being in one of the early, being the early corral, it was more like a normal marathon, as opposed to, as I was running back, you run by the people, and there was, I want to say that it was a total, it was like 21,000 people that ran in the thing, so it was a lot of people, but it was definitely experience. I would say it was worth the $200 that I paid for just the half. I know if you did anything, if you did the full dopey thing, it was like, I don't even know how much it was.
$600 bill.
It was a lot of money. But it was different. I think. I mean, plus like we had the annual passes, so we got a little extra trip out of it. So I think that made it worth it. It made it a good excuse to go down to Disney.
And that's always a good thing.
Yeah, and overall the weekend it was, at least for me, it was smooth. Picking up everything at ESPN. I'd never been to ESPN before, so that was it was cool to see that, and just it was a nice little weekend.
Yeah, I heard of. I didn't go with you guys over to the expo, but our friend Natasha was complaining a little bit about people just going up there and gobbling up all the expo merch.
Yeah, it was weird because I mean I liked.
Excuse me.
Like when I was just gonna get a couple. I wanted to get like a pin, a T-shirt or whatever. I was able to get the half marathon like finisher T-shirt, and I could get a generic marathon weekend pin. But I mean, we went Friday, which was the 10K day, and all the half marathon pins were already sold out. And it was because then I ended up getting one at the airport Disney store on Sunday when I left, which they said they went to Epcot to pick it up. So they had the stuff there, but they didn't put it out. It was weird. That was the only weird part. Like, like all the Mickey ears were sold out.
Yeah, which is crazy. Natasha ended up buying one.
Yeah, you had to go on eBay or something to buy them.
Spent like $44.
Yeah.
Instead of the.
They should at least. That was my only thing. They should at least reserve. If you're running whatever, they should at least give you the option of being able to purchase that. And if you don't want to, then it goes to, sell it to the general public on Sunday when it's all done. Why not
do it like right when you're in the like when you're in the window of the register? Like you got in, you just paid. Here's what the years look like. Would you like to add this to your package? Because the people, they just go there and they gobble them up, and then they're selling them. And like I get they're trying to make a buck too, but
yeah,
there was like
a pre-order thing online, which I had saw for whatever, it was like $60. Something, you get a T-shirt, a pin, a keychain, a magnet or something. But I was gonna do one, and then I went back to buy it. You couldn't buy it, so it was like I don't know. It's kind of, but
I guess whatever. On
that's how it is for everything Disney,
Yeah.
People are just gonna buy stuff to sell it.
Quickly wanted to bring up. So you saw the Run Club Disney thing they kind of rolled out this past week or the weekend before. People that out there don't know that you can get like a silver membership, which is $265.43 a year. A gold membership is $478.63 a year, and then you get one for $798.43 a year. That's the platinum. I'm just gonna read the platinum. The platinum gives you a member welcome package, a member jacket, a member Run Disney magnet, a membership card, tier 1 pricing year-round for available Run Disney race, exclusive 2020 Club Run Disney virtual 10K, which you're going to have to explain to me what that is in a minute. Club Run Disney designation on race bibs, so I guess you can show the world that you're in the club, which is, I'm not quite sure it's worth $798. A guaranteed opportunity to purchase one spot, opportunity to purchase a spot, not get a spot. You can purchase it if you want. In one distance each race weekend through early registration. Club Run Disney Expo experience, including Club Run Disney Lounge with convenient packet pickup, early access to Run Disney merchandise shop, which, as we just spoke of, some people actually like the idea of that, with special character meet and greet opportunity and upgraded corral placement. Now, a couple things as a runner that did this that I would ask about this. The corrals seem like they're organized. Well, I know they're organized based upon your run times that you submitted from previous races. So, So if you get thrown in corral D because of your run time you submitted, what benefit does it give you to get upgraded to A if you're not running?
Yeah, the only benefit I would see would be the less people.
Okay.
That you're starting off, but then if you're not in that. If you can't keep that pace with the people who actually did it, then you're gonna. I mean, obviously, other people are gonna catch up to you. It's just your start time's gonna be earlier.
It seems,
So I was in it for, like I said, it was like a normal race that I would run around here with the grouping of people, but I was able to keep pace with that. I don't know if you dropped back, then you just be swallowed up anyway.
It seems like very. I know Disney does certain things that are pricey and stuff, but a lot of times you can at least look at certain things involved in the price and say, hey, this is, they're getting me a little here, but I'm going to do this because I feel like I'm getting something out of this. this doesn't seem like as a
No.
runner, does anything jump out at you there where you're like,
No, I mean you're getting a
even
couple.
for the cheapest one?
You're getting a couple free things maybe, and then you.
Well, they're not free.
Well, the jacket and like
Yeah.
it's obviously and then you get the exclusive Run Disney thing on your bit. But it seems like whatever you say you're saving, you're gonna. With whatever the tier pricing, so you're saving a little money there, but you're paying for the membership, so it offsets that. So I don't know. It just seems like you're buying something just to be part of something in that.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it offers enough. I mean, they could at least, if you're paying the top price, they could give you a race or something instead of having at least one. They're giving you a virtual race, but
What is that exactly?
it's basically I could choose to. You sign up for you sign up. They send you you get a bib, you get a medal, and then I could go out tomorrow. If I signed up for a virtual 10K, I could go out tomorrow and I could run a 10K. And you just go on the website and submit the time you ran it. So you're just running it on your own. If you can even
And
do
you're going to pay for that 10K anyway, whatever town or
Yeah.
city you're participating.
So I mean, you could even break it up. If you did that, you could sign up for a half marathon, and you could run half of it on one day, and you could run half of it on the other. You can split it up any way you want. You could not run it at all and just say it, and you're just paying for the medal, basically.
Yeah, it's lame. I don't like that. I'm a little critical of this one. To me, the only thing that I could picture in my mind that I haven't seen it yet is the jacket. Like I would imagine a Run Disney jacket, if it there probably already is one that I don't even know about. It probably retails for over $100 anyway. So if you got the
Probably, yeah.
lesser package, maybe it would almost be worth it. If you get the jacket might wipe
yeah.
out half the price.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, it was $90 for a sweatshirt.
Yeah, so
One of those those moisture wicking type
Yeah.
fabric. It was. I mean, yeah, you were paying $40 for a T-shirt. That was that. I mean, so it's definitely going to be $100 or more.
So where are you getting? Where is the $500+ coming from the smallest package to the largest package? Where's the $300 coming from the smallest package to begin with? I just don't see where the cost is coming in,
No.
or where the benefit of paying that is coming, other than just some people want to be part of it. They got money, they're just gonna throw it at it. I guess Disney just kind of like throwing it out there to see,
Yeah, if you
What's-
just to be a part of a Run Disney
who's gonna
club.
grab it. I don't think the idea is bad. I just think it could be more reasonably priced, and maybe a little more would come with it to make the price worthwhile. Maybe there's like a race would come somewhere
Yeah,
there, or something.
Something.
Maybe like a special race for just the club members or something like that, where it's a smaller race, almost like an after hours, where it's a smaller race than normal, so you really get a nice spread through the parks, open lanes, things like that. Just doesn't seem to be there. But anyway, we spent well over 13 minutes on running, so let's move on to the actual trip, and we'll just start with obviously we did Rise of Resistance the Friday morning we got there. I apologize. I wanted to do some vlogging, but just the way everything was set up, and we woke up and just trying to get on the ride and all that good stuff. I just decided I opted not to bring a bag that morning, so that didn't happen. But
Yeah, it was just a lot to.
yeah,
It was a lot to take in, and just kind of, especially like us not. I mean, I could see maybe if we had seen Galaxy's Edge before, it would have been easier to do. But it was just a lot to like your experience. Just experiencing everything for the first time there. So
if we were on a longer trip, well, we were, but you guys were there just for the race. But if we had both been on a long trip and another day to go, I would have done it, farted around a little bit. But like you said, just taking it all in, and it was like,
yeah,
it wasn't. But it just wasn't worth it at the time. But anyway, obviously we love Galaxy's Edge. That's a no-brainer. We're not sharing any news here, any breaking news. Rise of Resistance was amazing. My favorite attraction on the property right now.
yeah,
I think our
easily,
favorite,
yeah.
If you're a Star Wars fan, it's flat out, you got to do it. I don't know what else to say. If you have the means, go and do it. You will not regret it.
Yeah, and I know people. I hear other things on other podcasts and whatever. That some people are like, well, I'm not waking up early to do. I mean, it's not even the only difficult part. I would say is waking up early, which is. But once you're up and there, it's a smooth and simple process, pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, they seem to shift you in pretty quickly, as opposed to just a
definitely.
normal day. And then you're inside, and it's just. As long as you can get on the app and get on your phone, you should get something.
So as it gets close to park opening, they open up all the scanners. And I know we did both print and Magic Man when we went in. However, I do think for the beginning process, at least for X amount of time, they do not put the scan on, the finger scan. And they kind of move people through a bit until they get a grasp. The reason I say that is because I was in a little bit earlier, later on another time I went with my brother-in-law later in the week, and they were just doing no prints. And they were moving people right in. And they had to be, in my opinion, on that first day, because they were moving people in way
it was
too
really
smoothly.
quick.
And, I mean, we probably could have got there 15, 20 minutes later than we even did. And
Yeah.
still would have been completely fine. And Tasha and I went on that Monday. We had, we were in so early and quickly and efficiently that we were like, we got in line for Starbucks, got a coffee, a breakfast, and we're still came out of there still waiting for the 7 o'clock time to hit for the boarding pass. So, and then we had gotten, when we were there with you, we got what was it, 47, 46?
Yeah, it was 40 something. Yeah.
And then we got 46 ones, 47 ones, whatever which way it was, I don't remember. And then the last time my wife was able to get 29, so there was never a problem with any of that. I did hear people telling stories when I was there of one person was telling me on the Skyliner that people were fist fighting over something to do with that. I don't know exactly what the details were. So certain things do get crazy. I think the big mistake, in my opinion, that people are making right now, and you can do what you want on this, but I'm just giving an opinion. I think Johnny's going to agree with me. Is you go in, and the first thought is we got to get to Galaxy's Edge, like at 7 a.m. And your best bet is to go in there, get your boarding pass, and just go do something else for a little while. Let everything, because it only takes about an hour and a half, because we were in there a little past 8 afterwards. And it simmers down, and you can get in and do what you got to do.
Yeah, definitely. And like our experience was we had got the boarding passes, but Carrie and your daughter were on it. So that guest services team, we literally just went up there and said, we did this. For some reason they weren't on it, and scanned their magic bands, and they were thrown right on it.
Thank God, by the way. That did stress me out just a little bit. That would have been so aggravating.
Yeah, but I mean that guest experience team, it's so.
Yeah, they killed it.
They're so simple,
Yeah,
and because we meandered over to Toy Story, was able to. We got a picture with the Woodies.
Yeah,
it was kind of it was just like there, and then like you said, then we kind of went over to Galaxy's Edge, and it was.
And we jumped in Slinky Dog
spread out
for momentarily, and then realized that was probably a bad idea. And it was, I think, because when you really looked at that line, like that was another thing people did. So they went to Galaxy's Edge, or they went right to Slinky Dog.
Yeah. We probably would have been safer going down to like Tower of Terror or something.
What I did with my brother-in-law later on that week is we got a Aerosmith Fast Pass 7 a.m. Went in there, got the boarding pass, went down there, went right to Tower, got on Tower, went right over to the Aerosmith Fast Pass, boom. Just knocked out 2 of the top rides of the park.
Yeah.
No time at all. Then we made our way over to Galaxy's Edge so we could check everything out. We had a thing at Oga's Cantina around 9 or whatever. And just enjoy the rest of the day until our boarding pass got called. But anyway, yeah, so all that stuff's cool. Really simple. I would, my advice on that would be, like we said, don't freak out, get up. Just know, I would say, either plan to use a lift, if that's what you're going to do, or know your bus schedule.
Yep.
Like, understand when that bus is coming in the morning, just make sure you're there for that. That's the stressful part. Once you're dropped off and through security.
Yeah, and I mean,
you are fine.
We used Lyft, and it was $4, I think, $4 or $5. Yeah. So I mean, it was
worth it.
Worth it just to get there, and they drop you off right in front.
So on the third, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On the third day, we ran late, later than we wanted. We missed the bus. I was like, well, maybe another one will come. So I waited out to like 6:10, and I was at Caribbean Beach. 6:10, 6:15. I'm like, I'm not really getting a read on a bus here now. I'm getting to the point where it's going to be useless to be up this early. So I called the Lyft, and at that point, he picked me up around 6:20. And once again, in no problem. So, and Caribbean Beach is close to Hollywood Studios, so, and I believe the All Stars are too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
so you're not going too far.
6-minute drive, whatever it was.
From
it was
there.
quick.
But that process was pretty easy, and it was good. Once again, the ride was amazing. Yeah. Like I don't want to harp on this too long because a lot of people have already talked about it, but you go to, you queue up, I would say, I'm going to call the queue maybe like 20 minutes
Yeah.
to get
20
to
yeah.
the room with Ray.
Yeah.
Once the room with Ray's there, I feel like you're right. Your experience has begun. Like you're entertained the rest of the way.
Yeah, there's really, you move quick through everything.
Because what I like about it too is like it's unique in the sense like you go in that room and Ray gives you the spiel. All that stuff looks sick and all that good stuff. And the doors open, you're back outside again for a minute. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then you see Poe's.
You see Poe's thing,
and all that. And then you get on the transport, which is arguably another part of the ride. Which I would consider part of, I mean, it's kind of a ride. It's a neat
it's
experience.
like a standing Star Tours.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little less intense. But
you feel the movement, but it's like a subway ride, basically.
Yeah, there you go. So you move on this thing, and it does like, look, I know I didn't leave I know I wasn't on a different planet, and I know I didn't leave the planet, but it still gives you a kind of that feeling of like you journeyed somewhere away from where you were.
Yes.
Like it immerses you well.
Yeah, the screens are really good on it. Whether you watch that front screen, I watch the front screen, and there's a back screen, which is cool to watch too. So you get that.
I try
experience.
to do both, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, because it's cool to really pay attention to the detail when you're pulling into the Star Destroyer, because it like everything you see going to the Star Destroyer is like there once you get off the transport ship. And then it's really cool how the cast members stay in character, but incorporate it to a loading process all at the same time. They kind of hit with a clever way. Like they're gonna put you in an interrogation room, so they're kind of moving you along in typical Disney fashion, but at the same time staying in within the story. And every cast member I've seen in there was doing a good job of that. They were being rude, kind of, but not being rude, just kind of being funny. And once you queue up, like you get off that transport into that amazing room with all the stormtroopers. I'm sure all you've seen at this point. You go into it moves along and never gets. It's awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
really good.
Yeah, it puts you. You're in the movie. You feel it's just something.
I try not to get too like over the top with my explanations on things when it comes to this stuff, but like that room's
just
was something.
It's something else.
We'd seen it on YouTube, and it was still something. Like when you got in there.
And it's way bigger than it looks on.
Oh,
I mean, you think it's big, and it's even bigger than that.
Yeah, it's amazing. They did a really cool job.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was awesome. Another thing that came about after we took the extra week, because we were supposed to do this podcast last week, we took another week, posted the vlog instead. So I'm glad we did in a sense, because now we get this news too, that Smuggler's Run, which we're going to talk about anyway, but they are now doing the Fast Pass for that starting on the 19th of February. And that's cool. The real silver lining to that news to me is they are finally changing the tier system.
Yes,
for the Fast Pass.
That's what I had said. Yeah.
So I'm gonna a little confession here. I would go to Hollywood Studios. I kill my Fast Passes. So I'll take a tier 1. Rock and Roller Coaster Tower. I go on it. I don't make any other ones. And then I start killing my Fast Passes. I'll go to Muppet Vision. I'll scan it. I won't go on. I'll go out and scan another one. I won't go on. So it clears it all. And then you can actually start picking, because you can't get another good. What are you gonna do? Pick a show?
Yeah.
Well, usually I'll take Star Tours, and that's worth it. And then after that, it's like you just gotta kill one.
Yeah.
Or go to a show.
At that point, there's no point to the Fast Pass.
You don't even need a Fast Pass for the show. Even if it was busy, it doesn't fill up.
No. So yeah, that
was lame.
That is. I mean, the tiering system is whatever, but that is much better because it's only Smuggler's Run and Slinky Dog, and then it's nice that that's on a tier by itself. So it's nice.
So you get Smuggler's Run, Slinky Dog, and obviously eventually Rise at some point whenever they put that on. But those are and Mickey and Minnie's. I'm gonna have to go ahead and assume.
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna have 4 tier 1s, which makes more sense because then the tier 2s, you get some good tier 2s when you put Tower. When you get Alien Saucer on it, it doesn't belong there. But Tower, Toy Story Mania, and Rock and Roller Coaster being your tier 2s. I wonder if Star Tours will drop to a tier 3.
Maybe just maybe
I don't even know if there is a tier 3 anymore. It's just that.
Maybe it's just that and that now, yeah. Because
I don't know.
it's only those rides and shows. So yeah.
But either way, to be able to go in there and get like Slinky Dog and then grab Tower and then grab Star Tours,
Yeah.
or Tower, Star Tours, and Rock and Roller Coaster,
Yeah,
you get a
definitely.
lot better of a day.
It definitely changes the day.
It's big time. So that's good. I just wanted to mention that. But anyway, so yeah, Smuggler's Run. We enjoyed.
Yeah, it was cool.
We piloted it together.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have done a lot better if we went again. I mean, we kind of just took it all in and did whatever. I was kind of getting the feel. I was doing left and right. I found it to be kind of like touchy. But I feel like playing video games my whole life, I was able to adjust. But
yeah, it definitely seemed like you had more. Yours was more touchy than the up down, as my thing. But then I think they throw the hyperdrive thing in to the up down to compensate for the less touchiness. You get to do something else. So, but it still.
You just gotta kind of know the course too, I think, because like I probably missed a few turns, only because like he's kind of like bringing you along, but like everything's coming at you really fast, and like there's some turns that are like the kind of turns that you would see in Star Tours where you don't think it's a turn, but they make the turn.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing it, so it just happens. Where you don't think you can make the turn, so you're not really sure if you should make the turn. You kind of following the train, and then like maybe you're supposed to make the turn, or maybe you're not supposed to make the turn. And I feel like even with the dips, sometimes they had that where like maybe you should have dipped really low.
Yeah, you should have gone under a bridge or I don't know.
Like it's like you're looking at it like you're doing your best, but it's like if you knew the course better, there's no way obviously it would be better.
Sure, the multiple things is much. It'll make it a better of an experience, I think, with that.
Yeah, and then of course they're talking about adding the other adventures in there. I sure you saw that.
Yeah.
So, but Smuggler's Run is totally worth it. It's like an hour and underweight is worth it for that.
Yeah, because it was posted almost an hour when we were online, and the line never stopped, and it was probably only ended up being like 40 minutes anyway. But I mean, I'm sure it'll be different with the Fast Pass now, but it still seemed. Whatever that little contraption with the spinning the cockpits that they have that rotate, so they have so many, so it doesn't stop.
Yeah, they load constantly. But then when you get towards the end once you get to the Hondo animatronic, which is like towards the end before you get into like the chess room, you're already it's almost like a Rise of Resistance effect again, where you already feel like you're just in it. Like now the attraction's begun now, and everything you see from there on in is just fun. Yeah.
And then once you get into the Falcon, I mean, you could be waiting in there for 10-15 minutes and you probably wouldn't care because you get to look around.
We didn't get much time in there.
As our case, it was really quick.
Like no time in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I would say we got less than 30 seconds in there.
Probably. I mean, because I walked in, I went to the left and looked at whatever was over there by that was with a bed the little bed they have, and by that I turned around and it was time for us to go in, so I didn't even get to go sit at the table or anything, so.
Yeah, I didn't either. I think you and I like kind of walked to that like corner and just was like, I was like working my way there, and they're like, blue.
Yeah, and they already called us,
and then there we went.
Yep.
So, but anyway, Galaxy's Edge, 10 out of 10 for us. Rise of Resistance, 10 out of 10. Even, I don't know if I guess Smuggler's Run for like what it was, I would say it was 10 out of 10. Like for what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, for being a Star Tours with interactive parts was, yeah. It was good.
I guess if I had like one critique, I would say I wish it moved a little more. I wish there was a couple of gut wrenching, like when like Johnny had the job to go to Lightspeed, for example. Like when he pulled that, I wish it like gave you more of a Star Tours feel when you hit that Lightspeed. But I mean that's just nitpicking. And lastly, I just want to talk about well, I had a little more experience with this than you did, but Skyliners.
Mm-hmm.
Well, two things: Skyliners and touch really quickly upon the food at Galaxy's Edge. So we went to Oga's and we went to what is it, Ronto Roasters? Is that the name of the place? Yeah. So, what did you think about your Ronto wrap, first of all?
Oh, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, me too. So, would you say one of the best quick service places?
Yeah. It was. I mean, I know people had said it was good, and I went in there with that anticipation of it being good, and it lived up to what I had thought. And the line was kind of long when I went, so I mobile ordered it, and it was, I don't even think I waited 4 minutes for it, so it was quick.
Mobile ordering is the best.
Yeah.
Might I add, especially with Dole Whips.
Mm-hmm.
You want Dole Whips the
Yeah, because
best.
when we were in Magic Kingdom, the line was crazy, and Sarah had wanted. I said, just don't even bother. We did it. I sat right at the little benches near the flying carpets, and 5 minutes she went up and got it. No problem.
You can't beat that.
As people were standing in line for, who knows?
Probably 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
To get a Dole Whip. But if you like Dole Whips, I mean, not that the 15 and 20 minutes isn't worth it per se, but if you can mobile order.
You can mobile order. You might as well.
Order.
I did the same thing at Casey's too. The line, there was probably, when I was at Casey's, which I thought we were going to be there for a long time, because there was at least 10 people waiting for mobile order. But even that, I didn't even wait 5 minutes for that either. So
yeah, it's awesome how they handle that. It's like Fast Pass though. It almost slows the regular line down.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do it at Woody's Lunchbox earlier in the trip. I was like, there was like one person in line. So I was like, I'll just jump in line. So I order, but I could see it slowing down my order coming in because mobile order, like calling it out. I'm like, oh, I can see what's going on here.
Yeah.
So I didn't bother. Like going forward, I just continued to mobile order.
Yeah. I think if you have the option, might as well just do it.
100%. But yeah, Ronto Rosas was good. We had the Endorian chicken, and we had the Ronto wrap. I took a bite. I mean, I had the Ronto wrap, but I took a bite of my wife's Endorian chicken. It was delicious. Too was really good, and like a lot of protein in those 2 meals, which is nice.
Yeah, because it was like the sausage, and then there was meat wrapped around the sausage as well too. So yeah, and the wrap, it was good.
Good. I had the Surly Sarlacc, which was like some kind of fruity mixed drink. Couldn't tell you what's in it. It was rum in there maybe. But for those of you looking to try a drink, I give that the thumbs up as well. Just it wasn't too sweet, so it was good in that sense. Like I don't like a really really sweet drink. But you know, not bad. Worth it. $11 drink, whatever. I think we spent like $50 for 2 sandwiches, a drink. What did you drink Gary got? Typical Disney price.
Yeah, you expected at Disney.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But it was good. And then in Oga's, we got like when we went, I went with you, and Sarah had gotten that like Jello type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I can't think of what the name of it was.
Cotton candy on it or something. I don't know. I tasted a bite of it. It was I don't know.
Probably sweet.
Yeah, it was like a candy type thing. I think it might have. I don't even know if it had pop rock. I don't know. I don't know. It was a sweet candy type thing, Jello-y.
But I had bought the Yub Nub, which was a good like rum-based drink, another fruity drink that was something I would never normally get in my everyday life because I'm more of a beer kind of guy. But you know, we're on vacation, so I tried it. It was pretty good. And then you got.
I got whatever. It was like a margarita type thing. I don't remember what it was called, but it was interesting. You know, it had like the margarita, the typical margarita taste, but it had like a fruity foam thing in it, which was weird at first, but it tasted good. It was just an interesting texture for a drink because it was like a very thick, like foam, kind of almost like the thickness of a Cool Whip type thing, but it was fruity tasting, but it was good.
Which I guess what you would expect. I mean, they're going for like that weirdness, right? You're in a foreign planet.
Yeah.
And then I had the cinnamon bun in there at one point, which was pretty good. I had like a bite or two of that. And Carrie and I got some kind of like platter with like some kind of dip on it with like chips you could dip in it. I wish I could review that better as far as the taste and everything, but it was good. Like we all picked from it and ate it. So there was nothing wrong with anything we got. I'll say that.
No.
I mean, they said they got 45 minutes. Pretty sure we went over 45 minutes at least on one occasion, probably 2. They don't really say anything to you. And also, 45 minutes is a little bit BS because the service kind of dictates your time there. And, like, it's busy, so the waitresses are like, they come the first time. If you don't give them your full order the first time, say you order your drink, they come back. Mm-hmm. They're probably not coming back for, like, I would say 10, 15 minutes
for
the drink. And then if you got to add to that order, then you're going to figure another half hour. And if you're someone that's going there for 2 drinks, which we didn't do, but if you were,
Yeah,
and
easily.
you're going to max out your time very, very easily.
And then the other thing too was if you do get a table, you probably will be sitting with other people.
You're 100% sitting with other people.
Because I know most of the other things were stand-up little bar
And
top
we did that
tables,
once, yeah.
which I guess you get by yourself. But the tables, definitely, how many did I see? It was 3. It was at least 7 or 8 people that sits.
Yeah. So if you don't have a big group, you're going to share the table.
Which is fine. But.
And like you said about the high tops, you share those too because we did. We got one and we had to share. Yeah, they'll squeeze anybody anywhere. So there was like my brother-in-law, his friends, so 5 of us, and they still squeezed like 2 or 3 more people there on top of those. And that was just like a thing, probably like, I don't know, where am I? Like yay wide. Like it's not a very wide space. So.
But, typical Disney, they put you with people and
it's
very nice. It's not like
people chat and have a
your
good time.
local park where you don't want to be next to anybody at like a Six Flags or something. You kind of feel that weirdness, but not it's a typical Disney thing.
Yeah, and it all worked out good. And everything in Galaxy's Edge was great. The experience, they spared no expense on the experiences. So
yes, the immersion is just you're in a Galaxy's Edge. You see nothing else.
Yep, sight lines are great. You don't see
especially
any of the
like
lands.
your 2 entrances because you kind of gotta turn. As it's thin and then you gotta turn a corner almost. So you definitely get in there, as opposed to being in Toy Story and you can see Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
but
you kind of
everything's high enough where you can't see anything.
Yep, they didn't.
And
they spared no expense.
Even at night, like because we stayed that whole day, and we had seen it. Going in there at night was like a different thing too, just with the lighting they put. Just it was really cool.
We went during extra park hours. I think it was on Sunday night. We ended up over there. Whatever night it was, it must have been Sunday night, and it was awesome. And it was a lot quieter. Like you were able to go into the Den of Antiquities and things like that and you could see, you could explore a lot more with the lines. Because a lot of things do have lines. You have to remember, like in the middle of the busy time, a lot of people you go to Disney, you're not used to waiting in line for like you are for rides, but you don't really, and maybe a little bit of food, but you're not really, you're not going to wait in line to get into the Emporium. But these places are so themed and so made to be the size of what they would be in the Star Wars universe that they keep them that size. So you can only fit like X amount of people in.
Yeah.
And then people are buying expensive things when they're in there. That's the other thing. Like the Den of Antiquities, like it's just expensive thing after expensive thing. So people are like putting lightsabers together or doing whatever they're doing. So
yeah, and the thing was cool at night too. The photo pass people definitely were more experimental at night. I had noticed because during the day you're in front of the Falcon, you're in front of this thing, but they had a couple little corners where people had taken out their lightsabers. And they'd put them on, and they kind of were putting them in pretty cool, like little positions to take pictures that you can get in like a little alley type way with your. It was especially with the lightsabers and the darkness with the light. They would get more experimental as PhotoPass people.
Yeah. So the photo ops are like pretty outstanding there. I could totally see Disney cashing in on an after hours, even if it was like an after hours specifically for that land. I think. If I was there like with my buddies, for example, and maybe it was $100 bill for a couple hours in Galaxy's Edge with a limited amount of people, I would consider, something I would consider. You know what I mean?
I could even see them putting that as part of the hotel too. Maybe if you're a hotel guest, you can maybe your day trip that you take to Batuu, maybe you get to stay there and that land stays open for just you guys after
I feel like that's what it should do.
The park closed, which would definitely be, because how limited that's going to be.
I feel like that's what you should do, because they talk, I guess it's a day trip where you're docking in Batuu, whatever the hell that means. So why not do it when the park's closed, so you can just go in and it's exclusive access to the people that just paid half their house mortgage to stay there 2 nights. Yeah, which I'll probably do, but. Yeah, and then you can have the land to yourself and make that would sense. And maybe have people way more in character because those people are going to be in that hotel or, people are calling it a cruise, character.
Or even leave it. You could even, like you're saying, with the after hours thing, you limit the after hour sales to, I don't know, just say 300 people plus the hotel, so it still is less people, but you're getting the money both ways.
Yeah.
So they could do something like that.
Where limited numbers one way or the other. But anyway, so last but not least, the Skyliner. I just want to bring this up because I know you kind of just tested it out.
Yeah.
See what it was all about. I get to really use it in its functionality, which I just want to say is insanely convenient. Like, there's just no way around it. It's the best means of transportation Walt Disney World's ever had. It's like, it doesn't, I mean, obviously there was a couple of hiccups there at first and all that stuff, I get it.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't break down, it seems like a perfect way of travel. Because it didn't stop for, we only used it to go from Pop Century to Caribbean to back over to Hollywood Studios, and it didn't stop for whatever. People say it stops for a couple minutes sometimes, whatever, nothing. It was just, boom, you get on, off, not even wait in line at Caribbean Beach to jump back to Hollywood Studios, and just...
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It was a 10-minute trip at the most.
It's awesome.
And I am not a fan of Skyway type things. I don't like Ferris wheels, but it didn't seem... It was smooth, and even going, I don't like when it goes over, the main, I don't even know what to call them, the posts. When you get those rumbles, I don't like that thing, but it wasn't even, it was good.
It was.
Airflow, good.
My wife wasn't the biggest fan as far as the heights went either, but I mean, the convenience was just too undeniable. I mean, on the first Saturday night, we guys, if you've seen the vlog, we had stayed to the end that night for the show and everything. They went to there as I was by myself. I left pretty much right when the fireworks were ending, and I just wanted to get to the Skyliner as fast as possible. I got there, the line was long, to the point where you looked at it and you're like, oh boy, like what's this gonna be like? Didn't matter. I ripped right through that line, and I was back to my hotel. I made sure I texted them just to get I was just trying to get a comparison in my mind. And they were still waiting to get on their bus. Yeah, because
we watched the show from right at the entrance, basically the fast pass spot of the World Showcase, and I don't even think we had gotten actually to our bus station, and you had already texted us. We left at the same time, so it was just that walk from there to the bus station. You had already gotten back to your room.
Yeah, so definitely simple. Efficient, and hopefully they roll out a couple more phases for that to. Connect the resort in any way they can with that. But anyway, I think that's all we got from the trip this week, unless I'm missing anything. I don't think so.
I mean, no, the only other thing was we saw the Epcot Forever. If you wanted
good point. We did stop
the average show of that, that
was a show we talked about. We saw together.
I mean, it's a good holdover, I guess. It's something.
Holdovers crack me up. The idea of holdover, because why wouldn't you just run eliminations to the end until it's time to? It's an Epcot funeral. I had someone say it on Twitter or YouTube, or somebody said it that way, and it was the perfect. I think maybe it was Rob Place. Perfect explanation.
Yeah, I mean the kites were a different type thing, but I mean I think they're just basing it more, and they're playing the old music, then they throw a whole new world to throw you to the new thing, and it was kind of just. Yeah. It's something to watch at night, I guess.
I wouldn't watch it again.
No, I saw it. I was happy.
Ride rides.
Yeah, I was happy I saw it, just to say I saw it, I guess, and then on to the next.
But apparently they're going to be rolling out the next one soon anyway, and
it seems
sooner than later.
It seems like they're doing it sooner than they had originally said.
So
we'll see.
Probably not. By the time this assessment of that show is going to be irrelevant, basically, in about 1 or 2 more months or 3 more months or whatever. Anyway. Gonna get out of here. You guys know when to hit us up. Our YouTube tags handles right in front of us. Next week, I had already talked to Johnny, but I was thinking about gonna roll it out a little differently. For a lot of people that are friends with my wife and stuff, that they kind of listening to the podcast and things, and we're like, well, why don't we do a show where we kind of give like a Disney 101, of how we approach our trips and all that kind of good stuff. And I was like, all right. So I texted Johnny, and he was like, okay. But I thought about it more. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll it out like this. We're gonna do a Disney 101, but we're gonna do it one step at a time. So we'll do a show next week. We'll start I think with resorts, value versus moderate versus deluxe, what we usually pick, what we feel like you get from each one, and rough price differentials and things like that. And then we'll go to, how we deal with our passes and whether we take harbors or whether we don't. And a lot of times, most times he doesn't and I do, so that's good. So we can kind of give you a perspective there. And we'll just essentially we'll break this down to like 4 or 5 episodes to really get into detail about, because I mean there's a lot to it. A lot of it's preference. Yeah. But a lot of it, I think what people that are listening to this that for that reason would want to know is the main thing, and that is what you're going to fork over to stay at these different resorts and get these different options on your park passes. Because Disney will literally nickel and dime you. I love Disney, but let's face it, they will nickel and dime you till you just you don't have any more nickel and dime. So so next week look for that show. We'll start and we will break them down. Maybe depending on how long each one runs, we'll be able to do a couple of shows at a time and we'll get them out quicker. But for now, plan on once a week, regular scheduled program. And with that, we will see you soon, and everyone have a great week, and we'll see you next week.